Win a Pageant, episode 44. I created this step-by-step process after training thousands of women across the U.S. to win. Now you can have access to these winning strategies when you join me every Wednesday. Let's win a pageant. Hey girl, welcome to Win a Pageant, where you learn the actual tips and strategies to accomplish your goals without the sugarcoating. I'm your coach, Alicia Darby, and in today's episode, we are discussing how to dress like a true pageant queen. Now, it's extremely simple, but it is not so easy. It really comes down to what you actually have in your closet. And if you are listening, then you need to update your closet. Yes, you do. I am talking to you, the woman who's had the same hairdo for like 7 years, and you're still wearing your favorite shirt from college, and you wish that they made those shoes that you always love. And I'm frankly also talking to me, because it's high time that I get a new favorite shirt, because I don't want to end up like another queen that we know who's been in People magazine with a side-by-side photo in the same shirt. One picture dated from 2009, the other from 2016. Okay, but if that's you, it is totally time for an upgrade. So as you grow, whether you're growing up, growing old, growing into yourself, you have new priorities, new responsibilities, and frankly, a new personality, really. So whether you like it or not, you are absolutely judged by your appearance. And every woman knows that what you wear has a lot to do with how you feel. So if you're still holding on to things that no longer represent the new you, or of course the best you, then you're really doing yourself a disservice, and others are going to feel that too. At the start of every new year, I review my closet for a wardrobe update, and I highly recommend that you do this as well. I did this the first time when I moved to Los Angeles several years ago from the East Coast, because I discovered that my wardrobe was mostly built for East Coast cold, where even in the summer the buildings are freezing due to cranked up AC. You know, for those of you who are in the East Coast, you can totally relate. Plus, I needed to make some room in my closet for my newly adopted West Coast casual style. So a wardrobe change was truly inevitable for me at that time. And can you believe that I made it into my mid-20s without truly committing to this as a practice? I'm even borderline embarrassed, but I feel like I have to tell you that just so that you don't make this same mistake, you know? So actually, the wardrobe change really became important, not just leaving seasons, but also when I stopped working in an office setting and I started to manage a fitness studio. That's when I got to ditch a lot of my old slacks and button-ups and, you know, suits and stuff like that, and I moved into my more preferred Lululemon leggings and tank tops. So I actually really love this process now because it lets me take a fresh look at who I really am and how I want to present who I am to other people that don't know me. And it doesn't really need to be overly difficult, so I broke this into 7 very simple steps. But the reason that it's not so easy is because it's a change, just like anything. The reason that you're still wearing that favorite shirt that you absolutely love, that you know is from forever ago and probably doesn't even fit into today's fashion style. The reason you're still wearing it is because it's comfortable. That's why. You're still wearing the sweatpants with holes in it or that sag down real low, walking to class like that and stuff. You're doing it because it's comfortable, and any type of change could become uncomfortable. But this process, as with every process that is designed as a part of my coaching program, is all about you. It's about defining who you are and just bringing out your best self. So step 1, this is to discover who you are today. Now, this doesn't have to be who you're going to be for the next 5 years, okay? So please do not do that to yourself. Just truly figure out, who am I today? Maybe just for this year, maybe just for this moment. To consider that, I want you to think of these types of questions. What are the 3 biggest roles that you play in your life? Do you spend 8 hours a day at an office, then you work out for an hour, then you go play dates with your kids on the weekends? Think about what do you do during the day? Do you go to class, then sorority meetings in the evenings, you volunteer on weekends? Okay. Now, I know that you do way more than just 3 things, okay? But for now, and for the purposes of this closet cleaning, just pick the top 3. So for me, the 3 main roles that I play are as a coach. I also kind of roll in my public speaking and podcasting into that as well. as a worker-outer. So I love going to the yoga studio, going for a run, or going to the gym or something like that. And then the third piece is as an entrepreneur. So as a business owner, I go to business conferences, I go to mastermind meetings and things like that. Of course, there are more things that I do. I go to church regularly. I go to Bible study group. But for the purposes of this exercise, I'm just going to include those three things and recognizing that the other things I do in my life likely will also be able to be pulled from the same wardrobe of those top three things. Okay, so the second thing, once you've got those, now you want to determine how you want to be at each of these things. So do you want to be professional? Do you want to be really comfortable and cozy? Do you want to be trendy or risque? So think about the words. I usually want to feel comfortable at home, but, still feeling somewhat professional. I don't want to be wearing like sweats and, dragging around like that, I also want to be trendy when I'm working out. I want to feel casually fashionable at social events. So I want you to write down 3 words that you want other people to be able to describe you when they see you at these places that you go. Okay, so when I did this exercise, my words this year were respectable, approachable, and fit. Okay, those are the things that I was really going for when I cleaned out my closet. So the next step, once you've got those words, these are all going to come in handy once you start flipping through your closet. So make sure you do all these steps. Don't overthink it. Just keep it easy. The third step is you're going to choose 3 colors. 3 colors that look absolutely great on you, okay? Now, generally, these are the things that you typically get lots of compliments on, or they might even be things that are already in your closet. Like you might just look in your closet and be like, wow, I wear a lot of white and fuchsia. So you want to think about what are the colors that typically go well together because you're already wearing them or they just look great on you, okay? So for example, red, navy, and white, those go together really well. Green, white, and yellow go together really well. Orange, blue, and black, those go together really well. For me, I went for fuchsia, blue, and orange, although I don't regularly wear fuchsia with orange, but those were the colors for me that really stood out, particularly blue. I noticed that the entire month of December, it was pretty much wearing blue. So that's a big color for me. So choose your 3 colors, and then I want you to put a notepad and a pen next to your dresser or your closet. And before you clean out anything, I want you to just for 1 full week, write down all of the things that you wish you had, okay? The things that would make you feel more complete in your wardrobe. So do you wish you had a cute blazer to throw on a top or a specific outfit? Maybe you're looking for a statement necklace. You're like, I really could go for a necklace, or beige wedges, okay? Try to get really specific in what you're looking for and then write it all down. Do it for an entire week. You will be shocked at what shows up on this list, and you'll even find yourself trying to write the same thing twice. Like, oh, I need that again, So just really keep track of what you're actually needing to complete your closet. Okay, then step 5. Now, this is the fun part. I would recommend like a 3-hour chunk of your day to really just pour into this, all right? So it's going to take some time, and I want you to be mindful of it because I don't want you to just go through like you've always done in the past. Like, oh, well, I probably don't wear this anymore, or oh, this is too small, or, whatever. I want you to be really mindful this time. You're going to inventory your closet, but I also want you to inventory your jewelry, your accessories. So that means your bracelets, your scarves, your earrings, everything. Your nail polish, believe it or not, we have a bunch of junk in our nail polish drawer, and your shoes. Those are the main areas that you're going to go through, okay? Now, you're going to pull out every single stinking thing, and you are going to ask yourself, if you wore this to one of those 3 places, playing one of those 3 roles that you mentioned, would you be described as one of those 3 words? So we've already done this work. Now, if the answer is no, put it in the no pile. Put it in a pile that says absolutely not. If I wore this to, so using my example, if I wore this to a public speaking event, if I were giving an address to a large audience and I wore this, would I be seen as respectable, approachable, and fit? And if your answer is no, then that has got to go. Okay? Now, if the answer is yes, put it in the yes pile. Here's the problem. Too often, women create a maybe pile. Now, your closet is the maybe pile, okay? Your closet already exists as maybe I would wear this, maybe I'm not. Maybe this would look great on me, maybe it wouldn't. Maybe I would feel like those 3 words you're describing yourself. Maybe I would feel fit and approachable and respectable, or maybe not. But if you are putting it back into your closet, then it is because you feel like $1,000,000 wearing this, okay? That is truly what you want. You only want to have things that you absolutely love in your closet, okay? So hanging on to maybe pieces is not a part of the process. It's time to make a decision, and I promise it will help you. I am helping you. I am your friend in this situation, okay? I do not want you to suffer like I did for so many years, opening up my closet and being like, what am I going to wear now? What am I going to wear? Oh, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. The problem is like wasting so much time. Okay. Step 6. Now that you've gone through everything, okay, now we're going to fill in the blanks. You might be adding some things to that list. So let's say that now you're realizing, oh, I still need this, or these pants, like, here's a great example of sometimes what we do to ourselves. We wear the same pair of pants over and 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 over, or a sweater. And they start to get pilling. You know, pilling when it's like, you know, like a shirt is getting like these little balls on it and stuff. Why do we keep wearing that stuff? Get rid of that, okay? And if you need another pair of black pants to complete your wardrobe, write it down in your notepad. Do not keep wearing ratty old pants. Okay, so now you're going to set for yourself a very specific budget, and you're going to shop for only the things that you need. Now, this is not a shopping spree for all the things that you want, because that's how all this wacky stuff ended up in your closet in the first place, okay? This is just to fill in your missing pieces. So what I mean is, I don't just want you to go to the store and buy like 6 more shirts for $20, and because the problem is they're going to end up in the maybe pile in your closet with a tag on it or something, okay? We are really trying to design a wardrobe that you love, that supports the new you. So be mindful about what you're buying. Choose pieces that represent the new you and that they're going to go well with things you already have. Okay, so that's where the colors come in handy. If you have a general idea of the colors that you lean toward, it's going to work so much easier for you because you're going to be able to buy colors that follow that similar scheme. Okay, now for some of us in the stages of life, this can be a major overhaul. Okay, so for those of you who are starting a new job, this is going to be a major, major overhaul. For those of you who are starting into parenthood, this might be a major overhaul for you. Starting your own business, okay? That's how I was when I first quit my job working at universities and I started my own business. I basically needed an entirely new wardrobe. All of a sudden, I wasn't wearing suits anymore. You know, I wasn't a professor at that time. So I thought, okay, well, I don't have to wear a suit anymore. Now I can wear fun sheath dresses and things I really love when I speak to audiences. Okay, so think about where you're headed. Okay, now step number 7. Now this is truly a loving moment, okay? This is when you actually get rid of the no pile. Now, you have a few choices of what to do with these things, and I want you to think of it from truly a place of love. Who can you bless with what you've already been blessed with, okay? Now, of course, the garbage is absolutely a possibility for the things that are absolutely unusable, okay? So if you've got a bra and the underwire is like popping out of it, ladies, okay, put it in the garbage can. That's not something that's usable. But I want you to think about what you can donate. So if there are things that are just outdated, but it's still in really great shape, that's a great thing to donate. You might take it to Goodwill, the Salvation Army, or one of my favorites is Dress for Success. I'll link that up for you so you can get a direct link to how to donate things like that's what I did when I was getting rid of all my suits. They were still fashion forward and whatnot, and I got rid of a bunch of shoes that, you know, closed-toed, short heels that I didn't love wearing, but that's what I wore when I was working on college campuses. And I was able to give that to Dress for Success and bless so many other women that were able to use those suits to get their jobs. So the other thing that you can do is, which I love, this is so fun, you can throw a wardrobe exchange with your girlfriends. I have only been to a few of these parties, but one of the things I typically like to do is just find girlfriends that have maybe a similar style of what I am am releasing from my life, and then pass that on to them, as long as it's in great shape, right? So what you might do for this is invite all your girlfriends over to bring their wearable nose, and then you just trade clothes. So you kind of dump it all into a pile and you say, okay, if anything fits, grab it. Whatever you do, you put back into your own closet if it's something that you are in love with of somebody else's, as long as it fits all of those areas. And if there's nothing for you, then you can donate everything at the end of the day. Okay, whatever you do, do not put the no pile back into your closet. Okay, now, the truth is, of these 7 steps, you do not have to go through this process every single year, although that is what I do, and I do believe that that is in your best interest. However, I recommend at least every 3 years while you're in your 20s and your 30s. 20s, you can kind of get away with it a little bit more just because of the stages of life, but there is a huge difference between 28 and 31. So if you're still wearing at age 31 what you wore at age 28, that's the difference between 2013 and 2016. For those of you who are that age now, that's a huge difference, okay? So by maintaining an updated look, you will always be seen as relevant, relatable, and forward thinking. And all of those are truly great qualities of a title holder. And that, ladies, is how you win a pageant. Thank you so much for joining me today for this non-sugar-coated advice, and I really look forward to seeing you next time. Hey there, I'm Alicia Darby, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching that last video. If you totally loved it and got something from it, would you just click subscribe right here to subscribe to our YouTube channel? Hey, I am here for you, and I've got so many more trainings and videos for you. In fact, this one would be a really great one to watch next. Or if that topic doesn't interest you, then try this one. It's my most recent video training. So I think both of these would be really great for you. Thank you again so much for subscribing. I am honored to be your coach. I'll see you again soon.